Hi, I'm Amy, and welcome to Chair Yoga for Seniors. Today's video is going to focus on releasing upper body tension, as well as a special segment on stress reduction at the end of the video. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you to please be sure to consult your physician before beginning this or any other exercise routine. Let me go ahead and put down my mouse and we'll get started. So go ahead. Get a comfortable chair where your feet can easily touch the floor. Sit back against the back of the chair. Bring your hands under to your lap or down by your sides. Close your eyes for a moment. Bring your awareness to your chest. Engage in some mindful breathing, taking slow, full, complete breaths in and expanding the lungs outward. And then exhaling deeply and letting the belly fall back against the ribs gently. Deep breath in, expanding outward. Exhale deeply. And continuing to take full, complete breaths for the next moment. Letting your mind become solely focused on your breath and nothing else. And on your next exhale, gently take your chin downward towards your chest. And then hold here for a moment, feeling that stretch along the back of your neck and the tops of your shoulders. Opening your eyes, gradually lifting your head back up to center. Go ahead and sit away from the back of our chair. Make sure our feet are firmly on the floor. We're going to stretch our upper trapezius muscles. Just starting by doing a little ear drop. Right ear comes down towards the right shoulder. As soon as you start to feel a little tightness or resistance, just pause right there. Take some slow, deep breaths in and out. Maybe even close your eyes for a moment if you'd like. Then gently return the head back to center. And now drop the left ear down towards the left shoulder. And come back to center. Let's release our arms down by our side, roll the shoulders up, and then squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other as you roll down. Should really feel those muscles in between the shoulder blades pushing towards each other each time you roll down. And let's go ahead and meld the breath with the movement. Inhaling with the lift. Exhaling as you lower. And one final shoulder roll. Take a deep breath in, sweeping the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, slowly float the arms back down. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. One more time. Now we're going to incorporate the movement with a little twist. So inhale, lift. As you exhale, we're going to open our chest to our right side, coming down into just a little gentle twist. Inhale, rotate the shoulders back up to center. And now exhale, a little twist to the left. That twist is coming from our rib cage and from our shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. And exhale, twist. Come back to center and float your arms back down by your side. Let's go ahead and bring our hands onto our laps, moving into a seated cat and cow. As we breathe in, we're going to lift the heart upward, over and across the shoulders. Let the hips tip towards the back of the chair. Lift the chin slightly. And then as we exhale, we're going to scoop our hips and our shoulders forward, pull our belly button towards our spine, and drop that chin slightly. Exhaling. Inhale, lifting back up to cow. Exhaling to cat. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. 2 more sets. Last one. And come back to center. Now, a lot of times we experience tightness in our low back, but it isn't necessarily from upper body activities that are causing it. A lot of times that tightness is caused by tightness in our glutes and our hamstrings. So it's important to take that time and opportunity every day to make sure that we're stretching those hips, stretching the hamstrings. So we're going to move into a little hip stretch first, walking the feet nice and wide, sit up tall. As we exhale, hinge from the hips, bring the torso forward and hold the stretch. Just coming forward about 30 or 40 degrees. Inhale, take your time and come back up. Walk your feet back in front of your body. Take your right heel to the floor in front of you, toes up towards the sky. Deep breath in, lengthen your spine first, then hinge right here from your hips as you start to bring your sternum forward. I always tell my classes to lead with their heart. Keep your spine elongated so the head should be in line with the spine, so the chin is neither dropped nor lifted. It's a nice neutral position. We're just feeling that stretch in the back of our legs. Inhale, come back up, slide your foot back in, switch to the other side. Deep breath in, exhale and fold. And breathe and lift, come back up to center. All right, we're going to do a little bit of physical resistance exercise using a therapy or yoga ball. It's about an 8 or 9 inch diameter ball. Has a little bit of resistance. They're usually fairly squishy. You can find them easily if you just search yoga ball or therapy ball and have that diameter listed. They shouldn't be very expensive to find. Under $20 is a reasonable amount to pay for one. So we're going to go ahead and take our ball, bring it in between our hands, and we're going to bring it out away from our chest, making sure that the alignment of our wrist and our hand is a nice straight line, straight to our elbow. We're going to take a big breath in, and as we exhale, press firmly into the ball, and you'll feel these bicep muscles right here activating. Inhale, relax. Exhale, press firmly into the ball. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 4 more. 3. 2, last one. Now relax, bring the ball in towards the chest. Moving into a little wood chopper move, we're going to inhale, reach up diagonally to the right. And then as you come down, we're going to do a little shoulder twist as we bring the ball next to our hip. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, slight twist. Breathe in. Exhale. Four, 3, 2, 1. Return back to center, switching to our other side, up to the left, down to the right. Four, 3, 2, last one. And now let's come back to center. Now we're going to take the ball and just bring our right hand on top, our left hand is on the bottom. Squeeze the ball firmly, give the ball a little quarter twist. Just like you're opening a pickle jar. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now switch to the other hand. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. All right, and now finally working our triceps, the back side of our arms. We're going to take the ball up as high as you can. If you have any limitations on your range of motion, you may want to come out diagonally, bending at the elbows, bring the ball towards the head, or if you're able to reach overhead, dropping the ball down below your head, and then lifting back up to center. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale. And up. 4 more times. 4, 3, 2, last one. And come back down to center. Now let's take that ball, place it behind our low back, the lumbar curve in our spine, and sit back against the back of our chair. We're just going to rock from side to side a little bit, letting the ball kind of work like a masseuse on our low back area, releasing tension in those lower back muscles, the erector spinae right here. Now come back to center. Roll that ball up a little bit higher if your chair will allow you to do so. Maybe getting it in between the shoulder blades. Again, rocking from side to side. And now come back to center. Take the ball, set it down by your side, making sure it's tucked out of the way. Now we're going to take both arms forward. Come from the sides, come forward, crisscross the elbows. Left hand over the right to start with. And then we're going to come into a little hug. Lift the elbows up just a tiny bit if you're able. If you're already super tight, just leave right where you are, maybe drop them down a little bit if it's a little too intense. Breathe in. We're going to twist slightly to our right side. Then the left elbows on top. Come back to center. Open back up. Arms are going to come in front again. Right elbow on top of the left. Come to a little hug. Adjust your elbow height as you need to. Breathe in. A little twist to our left this time. Come back to center and release the arms out. Bend at the elbows, bring the hands. See if you can touch your head. Maybe bring your hands behind your head, maybe even behind your shoulders, just depending on your range of motion. We're Then relax those shoulders down. And then arms back out to the side. Turn your palms away from you. Tuck your hands behind your low back. Drop your shoulders down and then see if you can slide your hands up a little bit higher on your back. And go ahead and take each hand up to the highest expression that you can take it to, where you're just experiencing a little bit of mild tension in the shoulders. And that's quite all right if your hands are not even. We're wanting to stretch each side to its fullest potential without inflicting pain. And then gently release. All right, we're going to do a few quick standing stretches, again to help the upper body, although we're going to be folding and doing some things that are going to stretch the hamstrings. But the target here is to release the tension so that it moves up the kinetic chain and releases some of this tension up here. So coming to a safe standing position, we're going to move into an airplane. So just take the arms, palms facing forward, feet hip-width distance apart. Exhale, hinge from your head, lead with your heart. See if you can come halfway forward. Palms are now facing the floor. We're reaching out through the very top of our head straight forward. And inhale, come back up to center. Now turning and facing our chair, we're going to come into a standing forward fold, taking hold of the chair either with flat hands, fist, or we can wrap the hands around to the side. Now we're going to bend the knees a little bit and continue to drop the chest downward. See if you can come down to the elbows, and that may mean a deep knee bend. But what we're wanting to do is kind of remove some of the resistance that our hamstrings might have in order to lengthen the muscles that run along the spine. So take some slow, deep breaths here. Maybe you aren't feeling a lot of tension in your hamstrings. Maybe you can afford to straighten up just a little bit. Choose what feels best for your body today. And now, since we've dropped our head a little bit lower, we want to be really slow about coming up. Taking your time, bringing the head back to heart level to start with. Pause here for a moment. Then start to come up a little bit more. Again, taking your time. If you start to feel a little bit lightheaded or see some sparkles, just pause. And only start to rise back up once that lightheadedness has subsided. All right, one more thing that we can do to help our upper body and our low back is to work our core. A lot of people think core work is just about crunches and tightening. We want to be tightened, but one of the best ways that we can work on activating our core is through balance. Most of our balance actually comes from engaging this core. So for today, we're just going to do a simple legs forward balance. And I say simple because the setup for it is not very complex. However, balance can be very challenging. Now, if you have diabetic neuropathy, please make sure all of the standing work is done with shoes on and with at least a few fingers on a chair, just so that you can feel some extra stability. So we're going to lift our heel off the floor to start with, and then we're going to flex our toes off. As you start to feel more secure, maybe switching to just a little fingertip touch to the chair. If you feel really secure in your balance, maybe letting go, but knowing you can always bring that toe right back down if you need to. And we're going to zip our core up, starting from our pelvic floor, so it doesn't just start from the belly button, it starts much lower, and then lifts all the way up into the diaphragm. Even though we're engaged here, we're still moving breath through our body. And let's release. Shake the legs out for just a moment. Switching to the other leg, left toe to the floor. Again, engage that pelvic floor. Pull up. Maybe starting with some fingers on the chair as you release. Then releasing your hand if you want to, or keeping a finger there, just kind of playing with some fingertip touches. Again, that's always a possibility. One deep breath. And let's release back down. All right, let's make our way back down to our chair. Making sure that we don't spend too much time sitting in the chair today, but just for the purpose of the rest of this video, I'm going to do one more arm stretch and then going into a little discussion about stress in our immune system. So let's take our right arm out to the side, bring it across the body. Just a little gentle hug. We're supporting, not applying too much pressure. And release. Other arm comes across and just cradle that arm. And release. All right. I'm going to go ahead and move a little closer to our camera now so I can discuss a little bit about stress and how it impacts our immune system. So we're hardwired as human beings to have a fight or flight response. In a true moment of crisis, think of hunter-gatherer times, it is very important and very crucial. It does some very amazing things for our bodies. If you think about animals, prey and predator, the flight or fight response serves both of them very well. For the predator, the lion, that drive for hunger really kind of energizes him, increases his adrenaline, so that he has the power and the blood flow going to his muscles so that he can actively pursue his prey, say the zebra. Now in the zebra, his fight or flight response is the flight response. More blood goes to his muscles to activate his ability to run away. But some other things happen as well. These are both stress responses. Interestingly enough, if the lion does get a hold of the zebra, maybe takes a little gash out of him, that fight or flight response activates a clotting factor in our blood so that perhaps there is a chance for the wound to quickly repair itself so that the zebra might be able to live and still get away. So those are some beneficial stress responses. One of the other activations that happens, not just the norepinephrine for the flight and the clotting factor, is a stress hormone, cortisol. Cortisol, again, short-term can be beneficial. Long-term, it can be very detrimental to our health, however. When you find yourself in times of prolonged stress, this is when our body can actually do harm to itself. That cortisol is what's responsible for depositing belly fat on our abdomen. And it is very difficult to get rid of that. Another thing that the cortisol does is it can impact our blood pressure as well. Some of the other interesting things that can be found, though, is in our immune system in response to stress. There have been some studies within the last 10 years specifically on mindful meditation and the body's physiological and neurological response to stress. One of the interesting things that they did was a study that had to do with tracking certain secretions of immunological, what's the word I'm looking for? Antibodies. One of them is serum IgA, which is an immunoglobulin. And what they found in the study is that individuals that engaged in a mindfulness practice, they did kind of a before and after snapshot, and they had a control group who just had a sample of this level of the IgA in their blood at the beginning, and an experimental group. Both had blood samples. And then what they did is the control group basically did nothing for an hour. Just kind of went about normal activities. The experimental group went through a mindfulness exercise and meditation. And after an hour, both groups were looked at again. And the group that engaged in the mindfulness meditation had higher levels of that serum IgA. That is a beneficial immune system response. The IgA immunoglobulin specifically helps protect your mucosal organs the inside of your nose, the inside of your mouth, the inside of your lungs. That's an antibody that helps protect those areas. And so it's very important, as we're all concerned about our immune system and our health, that we mitigate long-term stress. And so with that being said, I'd like to take the next few minutes to actually walk you through a miniature yoga nidra, or a guided meditation. So as we do this, I'm going to adjust my camera a little bit, and I'd like to invite you to find a comfortable place that you can either sit down and fully relax your posture, or perhaps even lay down, maybe on a couch or a bed or on the floor, again, so that you can lay fully supported with your body relaxed and making sure you're in a comfortable position. Laying flat may not be completely comfortable. Maybe you need a pillow underneath your knees in order to kind of level out the curvature in the spine. So I'm going to take my camera down just a tiny bit. That way I can sit down here and not be on my knees. All right. So as you're laying down, I'd like you to close your eyes. Start to take some slow, deep breaths in and out through your nose. Start to draw your awareness to your chest with your breath. Let your mind connect fully with your breath. If you have any other thoughts that arise while you're breathing, just allow those thoughts to move to the side, reconnecting your mind to your breath. Now start to become aware of the top of your head, feeling your breath and your energy move to the very crown of your head as you inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly allowing that energy to move back downward to your chest. Bring your awareness to the front of your face. Start to become aware of the air as it moves across your face. Relaxing the muscles of your brow, your jaw. Letting your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. Slowly draw your awareness down into your shoulders. Feel that connection with the earth underneath you, letting your shoulders feel a sense of weightiness. Let that heaviness move down the length of your arms, all the way out to the tips of your fingers. Draw your awareness towards your heart, connecting with the beating of your heart in your chest. Let your mind begin to move down the front of your chest, noticing your abdomen rising and falling with each breath that you take. Allow the back side of your body to feel connected with the earth below you, feeling a sense of heaviness and ease. Allow your mind to now move down into your hips, feeling a softness, a suppleness in your body. Let your mind slowly move into your legs, noticing the fronts of your thighs, if they're holding tension, relaxing. Feeling the back of your thighs either in contact with the earth, whatever you're laying or sitting on. Feeling a sense of weightiness. Let your mind feel grounded and connected. Slowly move your awareness down into your knees, relaxing the muscles surrounding the knees, experiencing a softness, a release of tension. Let your mind now move down the front of your legs, down to your ankles. Noticing how your ankles feel both inside and outside. Moving to the arches of your feet. Now let your mind move out to the tip of each toe, just noticing how each of your toes feel individually. Letting your breath flow all the way down to your feet. Now taking full, slow, deep breaths, feeling that connection, moving your mind slowly as you inhale, again up your legs, your torso, drawing that full, deep breath all the way up to around the crown of your head. And then exhaling, slowly drawing your awareness back down your torso, releasing the breath, moving your mind all the way out to the tips of your toes. Inhaling deeply, moving the mind slowly up the torso, back towards the crown of the head, and exhaling, slowly letting the mind and the breath move down the body, all the way to the feet. Now taking a big breath in, bringing your awareness up your body, moving it just to the chest this time. Noticing your abdomen rising. Exhaling deeply, Noticing your belly falling. Deep breath in, abdomen rises, and deep breath out. Now as you take your next big deep breath in, slowly begin to extend your arms back up overhead. Start to become aware of your entire body, wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes, reconnecting with your entire body. As you exhale, gently allow yourself to move your fingers and your toes a little bit less, and bringing your awareness back to your entire torso. If your knees are not already bent, go ahead and put a little gentle bend to your knees. Just rocking them gently from one side to the other a little bit. And now making your way completely onto one side if you're laying down. If you're seated in a chair, just lowering your chin for a moment. Open your eyes. If you're seated, lift your chin back up. If you're laying down, use your hand furthest away from your floor, your bed, or your couch to slowly ease yourself up to a seated position. And then let's go ahead and bring our hands together, rubbing the palms, physically reconnecting with our body, running our hands down the outside of our arms, down our low backs, and along the top of our legs. Thank you so much for joining this morning. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. I invite you, if you're new to watching these videos, to subscribe to my channel, Santosha Yoga of Texas. Santosha is S-A-N-T-O-S-H-A. Thank you.